Alright, so today we're going to talk about algebraic expressions. So by definition, an algebraic expression is an expression that contains sums and or products of variables and numbers. Now in that definition, there's a lot of things that are assumed. First of all, the word sum. That's the answer to an addition problem. Now saying that's an addition problem means that there's a plus involved. However, what if we were to have 3 plus a negative 7? Keep in mind, 3 plus a negative 7 can be rewritten as 3 minus 7, which is negative 4. So saying a sum makes us believe that we're talking about both positives and negatives. Now that second word, a product. Now a product means multiplication. So if I asked you what 4 times 4 is, you would say 16. Now if I ask you 4 times 1/4, well that answers 1. Because 4 times 1/4 is the same thing as 4 divided by 4. So in a way, both addition and multiplication will cover addition and subtraction and multiplication and multiplication and division respectively. Now evaluating. To substitute numbers in for variables. After, we use our order of operations to simplify. So that's the PEMDAS. P for parentheses first, E for exponents, M and D come next for multiplication and division, and A and S for addition and subtraction. Now the reason why multiplication and division happen at the same time is kind of what I was just alluding to at the beginning, is that they're kind of the same thing. If I multiply by 1/4 or divide by 4, it's literally the same thing. So that's why they happen at the same time. Addition and subtraction, if I were to add a negative 7 or subtract 7, it's the same thing. So here's the first example. I'm asking you to evaluate x minus 5 plus y. Now what if x were to equal 15 and y were to equal negative 7? I would replace the x with 15 and the y with negative 7. As a result, instead of x minus 5 plus y, I would have 15 minus 5 plus a negative 7. 15 minus 5 simplifies to 10. And plus a negative 7 is the same thing as minus 7. So 10 take away 7 is 3. Here are 2 problems I'd like you to try. The first is please evaluate x plus 3 minus 2y if x equaled 6 and y equaled 2. The second is to evaluate 3x minus y plus 5 if x equals negative 1 and y equals 3. Now in both of these situations, having that coefficient of negative 2 and of 3, I can assume that that's multiplication. So this is negative 2 times y, and that's 3 times x. So go ahead and try these 2 problems, write them down, and be ready to submit them at the end of this presentation. Here are the answers. Now if I were to take x plus 3 minus 2y and plug in 6 for x and 2 for y, I would get 6 plus 3 minus 2 times 2. 6 plus 3 is 9, 2 times 2 is 4, so I have 9 minus 4, which is positive 5. In example 2, I would have 3x minus y plus 5. I replace x with negative 1 and y with 3, so I have 3 times negative 1 minus 3 plus 5. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Negative 3, take away 3 more is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. Let's talk about absolute value. So if I had y equals the absolute value of x, those 2 vertical lines are the absolute value symbol. Anything inside of the absolute value becomes positive. So if I were to ask you to evaluate the absolute value of x plus y minus 4, if x equaled 5 and y equals negative 8, I would replace the x with 5, the y with negative 8, and I would get the absolute value of 5 minus 8, close the absolute value symbol, minus 4. Well, 5 minus 8 is negative 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is a positive 3. 3 take away 4 is negative 1. Here are 2 problems I'd like you to try. Problem number 3 asks you to evaluate the absolute value of 2x minus y plus 5 if x equaled 1 and y equaled 10. The fourth problem says to evaluate the absolute value of 3y plus 1 minus the absolute value of 4x if x equaled 12 and y equaled 0. Go ahead and try these problems. The answers to those examples: number 3, I plug in 1 for x and 10 for y, so I get the absolute value of 2 times 1 minus 10, close the absolute value, plus 5. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 take away 10 is negative 8. The absolute value of negative 8 is positive 8, and 8 plus 5 is 13. For number 4, the absolute value of 3y plus 1 minus the absolute value of 4x. I plug in 0 for y, 12 for x. 3 times 0 plus 1 minus 4 times 12. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. So the absolute value of 1 is 1. And 4 times 12 is 48, and the absolute value of 48 is 48. Well, 1 take away 48 is negative 47. Your homework tonight is page P10, numbers 1, 3, 7, 9, and 11. 5 problems. Those problems are found in your textbook. Problems number 1, 3, 5. Nope, sorry. It's just 1, 3, 7, 9, and 11. So using those variables with those definitions, plug them in and simplify. Good luck.